We're seeing a lot of Trump, Epstein, Maxwell updates right now. Starting with the news that a lawyer for hundreds of victims now appears to have corroborated the existence of the birthday book, or the alleged book that Ghislaine Maxwell made for Epstein's birthday back in 2003 by compiling letters from dozens of friends, including Trump. Or with the Wall Street Journal reporting that Trump's letter contained a cryptic message about all the wonderful secrets the two pals share in a drawing of a naked woman with his signature mimicking pubic hair. Of course, Trump has denied writing the letter or drawing the sketch, calling it a fake thing and suing the journal for libel. But now it seems like there may be a way to determine if Trump is telling the truth. Or because last night you had Bradley Edwards, an attorney who's represented more than 200 Epstein victims, telling MSNBC that he has numerous clients who know that the birthday book exists, and adding,
I do know that they were involved in the assembly of the book, several of them. They were told by Ghislaine to assist in putting the book together. Others have seen the book post birthday and after it was assembled. So the existence of the book is it's an absolute fact. Now, who wrote letters? What's in the book? You're going to have to get the book to figure it out. But this isn't something that needs to be a mystery forever and drag the victims into all kinds of anxiety for nothing. We can get that answer pretty quickly.
With Edwards going on to say that the book is in the possession of the two executors of Epstein's estate, his former attorney and accountant.
If somebody simply called them on the phone and said, give us the book, they would probably give you the book. If they didn't just voluntarily turn over the book out of fear of reprisal, Congress could issue a subpoena to their attorneys at Patterson or at Troutman. Those are the two law firms. I know those attorneys. They would turn the book over immediately. Nobody would have to guess.
And right after Edwards dropped that bombshell, O'Donnell spoke to Representative Ro Khanna, who's been one of the lawmakers leading the charge in the House to get the Epstein files released. And Khanna, he said that this new revelation will be an absolute game changer here, noting that just hours before, a subcommittee of the House Oversight Panel voted to subpoena the Justice Department for the Epstein files. And very significantly, that motion was actually passed by a vote of 8-2, with 3 Republicans joining all Democrats. And while Khanna said, that it is a big step forward, he also argued that it will be very difficult to get the DOJ to cooperate with the subpoena, but that it isn't the case when it comes to a private estate.
What's not hard to do is to subpoena private attorneys in a private estate and to get compliance. So I'm actually going to invite Bradley Edwards to meet with the House Oversight Committee, and I think we can easily move forward on this subpoena of that birthday book, and which could really advance this case. This guidance is very helpful for our committee because we can't trust the Trump Justice Department. That is going to get slowed down. It's going to get bogged down. Even if we subpoena, they can try to defy the subpoena. I don't trust the DOJ to prosecute themselves for contempt of Congress. But what we can do through Congress is go after these Jeffrey Epstein estate. And we've seen even Republicans are willing to vote with us on that. This may be the cleanest way forward.
And so obviously we're going to have to keep our eyes open for that. But then also on the note of lawmakers trying to obtain important Epstein information from a cagey Justice Department, we're also seeing that Senator Adam Schiff called on Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel to testify before Congress. With Schiff noting that the Wall Street Journal report yesterday said that Bondi told Trump back in May that his name appeared in the Epstein files, which appears to mean that he lied last week when he said that Bondi hadn't told him that his name was in the files. And that, as you had the outlet reporting that Patel has privately told other government officials that Trump's name appeared in the files, according to sources. And so as a result, you had Schiff posting this video on X.
Now we learn in May, Pam Bondi informed Trump that his name is included in those files. Bondi knew, Patel knew, but in July, as recently as just a week or two ago, Trump denied being informed that his name was in those files, even though we have now learned Bondi told him. We need to bring Bondi and Patel into the Judiciary Committee to testify about this now.
Getting Bondi and Patel before the committee, that would be very notable because so far they've been very quiet about this. Because while the White House denied the latest report, calling it fake news, Bondi responded in a very vague statement that didn't appear to directly refute the outlet's findings, saying, as part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. They're repeating the refrain we've seen from the DOJ time and time again, saying, nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. Now, like I mentioned yesterday, the possibility of Trump being mentioned in the files, it does not necessarily mean that he's implicated in any significant way, legally speaking. But many argue that the fact that he was so closely associated with this horrible pedophile at all is significant by itself. But also notably, we've seen Republicans trying to downplay the potential mention of Trump, like with Senator Josh Hawley, for example, who told reporters,
everybody knows that he knew Epstein at some point, and they're both New York. There's a video of it. Now, he said this for years, so I don't think any of that's a surprise that he he's mentioned the documents. I mean, of course, it's like everybody who's ever met the guy is going to be mentioned. So I don't think that's a big deal.
Senator, do you find it strange?
But nor is it a reason to withhold the documents.
But still, you have a lot of people saying that even if Trump is mentioned in a non-incriminating way, lying about it to the American people, that's a pretty bad fucking look. Or with people saying it just really looks shady, that it hurts Trump because it makes it look like he has something to hide, which just creates even more space for speculation and conspiracies. But all of that, it brings us to the final Epstein update I want to hit on today, though I'm sure something massive is going to break just the second the show goes up. But it's now being widely reported that DOJ officials are set to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell today in Florida at a federal courthouse, with Todd Blanche, the second highest ranking official at the Justice Department, being spotted arriving at the location earlier this morning. Now, notably here, as of recording, it was unclear whether Blanche himself was planning to attend or conducted the alleged interview. And it's also unclear if Maxwell will even provide any new information, or perhaps most importantly, if any of that information she does give is credible, because many legal experts have said that she can't be trusted because she has made it abundantly clear that she really wants to get out of prison more than anything. And the prospect of a presidential pardon from Trump is getting thrown around in the general discourse, with many people also saying that the efforts to interview Maxwell are just a red herring by Trump and the GOP to distract from the fact that they are not releasing the files. Right, and to that point, we also saw the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee issuing a subpoena for Maxwell yesterday, demanding that she give a testimony to the panel, with that set to take place on August 11th at the Florida Correctional facility where she's in prison. And so just generally speaking, there's a lot we're going to have to keep our eyes on as all of this plays out.